Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you with your Puffco Budsy bottle and G-Pen Connect Diamond Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, join the family, send a like, and I reply to all comments. Well, just about everybody in the world has to deal with somebody they don't like at some time or another. How? How can you do it? How can you interact successfully with people you don't like? Let's discuss. Well, in a perfect world, each person we interact with would be nice, kind, considerate, mindful, generous, and a whole lot more. They would get our jokes, and we would get theirs. We would all thrive in an atmosphere where no one was cross, upset, or maligned, ever. However, we don't live in a perfect world. Some people drive us crazy, and we, admittedly, drive a few mad as well. Those we dislike are inconsiderate, rushed, malign our character, question our motives, or just don't get us at all. But they expect us to get them. We might wonder whether it's even possible to be fair to someone who ruffles you all the time, or someone you'd rather avoid eating lunch with. You might wonder if you should learn to like every person you meet. Well, guess what? It's neither possible nor even ideal to try to build a team entirely out of people you'd invite to a backyard barbecue. What do you think of that? So that's why the most successful people make the most out of the people they don't like. Let's discuss how people do it. Well, got to accept that there are folks that are not going to like everyone. Sometimes we get caught in the trap of thinking that we are nice people. We think we're going to like everyone we interact with, even when that's not going to happen. It's inevitable we're going to encounter difficult people who oppose what we think. Most people know this. Some people also recognize that conflicts or disagreements are mostly a result of differences in values. That person we don't like is not intrinsically a bad human. The reason we don't get along is most likely because we have different values, and the difference creates judgment. And once we accept the fact that not everyone will like us, and we will not like everyone because of a difference in values, the realization can really take the emotion out of the situation. May even result in getting along better by agreeing to disagree, if that makes sense. Well, we might cringe at the constant criticism of an individual, or grit our teeth at the horrible jokes someone tells, or shake our head at the way somebody hovers around all the time. But feeling less than affectionate to someone might not be the worst thing. You see, liking the people you work with, for example, is a much bigger problem than liking them too little. So, we need people who have different points of view and aren't afraid to argue. That's how the world is made. They're the kind of people who stop the organization from doing stupid things. It may not be easy, but you got to bear with these types of people. And it's often these people who challenge or provoke us and prompt us to new insights, and even help propel the entire group to more success. And you got to remember, we are not perfect either. Yet people tolerate us, don't they? Well, whether it's our feelings, whatever they are for someone, that person will be highly attuned to our attitude and behavior and will likely reflect it back to us. If we're rude to them, they're going to throw away all decorum and be rude to us too. So guess what? It's on us to remain fair, impartial, and composed. We've got to cultivate that kind of diplomatic poker face, if that makes sense. We need to be able to come across as professional and positive. That way, we don't stoop to the level of others or get sucked into acting the way they are acting. You've got to check your own expectations. It's not uncommon for people to have unrealistic expectations about others. We may expect others to act exactly as we would or say the things we might in a certain situation. And that's not realistic. People have ingrained personality traits. That's going to determine who they are. Expecting others to do as you would is setting yourself up for disappointment, frustration, and frankly, failure. If a person causes us to feel exactly the same way every time, we better adjust our expectations appropriately. That way we'll be psychologically prepared and their behavior won't catch us by surprise anymore. People do it all the time. We just have to make it so that we're not always surprised by a dislikable person's dislikable behavior. No matter what we try, some people are really going to still get under our skin. And it's important that we learn how to handle our frustrations when dealing with somebody who annoys us. Instead of thinking about how irritating the person is, let's focus on why we're reacting the way we are. Sometimes what we don't like in another person is frequently what we don't like in ourselves. Besides, they didn't create the button. They're only pushing it. Pinpoint the triggers that might be complicating our feelings. We then might be able to anticipate, soften, or even alter our own reaction. Remember, it's easier to change our perceptions, attitude, and behavior than it is to ask someone to be a different kind of person. We have to adjust. Some personality characteristics can set us off, let's face it. Maybe it's the person who misses the deadline in the office, or the person who tells off-color jokes in meetings. Take a look at what sets us off and who's pushing our buttons. That way, we can prepare ourselves better for when it happens again, because it's going to happen again. You see, if you have a pause and get a hold of the adrenaline pump and go to the intellectual part of the brain, we'll be able to have a conversation and skip over the judgment part. Even a deep breath and a step back can help calm us down and protect us from overreaction, allowing us to proceed with a slightly more open mind and heart. If certain people constantly tick us off, calmly let them know that their manner or behavior of communication style is a problem for us. Avoid accusatory language and instead try a casual, less offensive approach. You see, take a moment. Think about how you want to say it. Say it. You may find that the other person didn't realize they were doing it, didn't realize that you were finished speaking if they're interrupting. Or they were so excited about what you said, they were jumping in the conversation because they had to participate. You see, if all else fails, you got to bring some space to this situation. You got to put some space between you and the person you don't like. If all else fails, excuse yourself and go on your way. If it's at work, move to a different part of the room. Sit at the other end of the conference table. Because with a little bit of distance, perspective, and empathy, we may be able to come back and interact even better with those people that we like and those that we don't like. Just as if they were all the same kind of people, unfazing us. You see, Of course it would be easier if people weren't that way. But you know what? It's not how life works. So what we have to find a way to make sure we do is we have to find a way to make sure we get along with anyone we need to. This has been The Real Senior Stoner. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the family, send a like my way, and I reply to all your comments, as you all know. Here goes our diamond dab. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I truly do appreciate everyone. Here we go. This is going to be a big one. Two clicks of the G Pen Connect on my Puffco Budsy bottle. Here we go. Wow. Tell you what, an email on the Puffco Budsy bottle is insane. Wow. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I truly appreciate your time today. Have a great one.